Alright, let's begin. Hey guys, I'm the Nimanator. I'm here with another figure review. This time I'm going to be focusing on Overwatch's Reaper. Got the Reaper Figma on this side, got the Commander Reyes on this side, and the cute but deadly blind bag Reaper. I couldn't get the Nendoroid for myself. Not particularly interested in that one. For Nendoroids, I primarily want to focus on the cuter characters like Mercy and Diva and those guys. But for the normally proportioned figures, I was very, very excited to go for Reaper on this one. He was actually my first main in Overwatch, and I've been clamoring for an action figure of him for quite a while. And I was really, really excited because the Figma wound up being of Reaper's default skin, whereas Commander Reyes, for those who don't know, he was a bonus skin that you could get if you pre-ordered the game, if I'm not mistaken. I think he was a bonus skin. Correct me if I'm wrong there. Anyway, enough yammering out of me. Let's get these out of the packaging. Come on, work with... There we go. Alright, so here's Figma Reaper outside of his packaging, and my goodness, the amount of detail on this figure is insane. Just, I mean, look at this. Look at the level of detail on this guy. You know what? It might make sense if I put the other light on. So here's the Figma Reaper outside of his packaging, and my goodness, this is a badass looking figure. Just, I mean, look at the level of detail on this guy. I've talked with friends and my brother about just how over-designed Reaper is, but I gotta say, it leads to just a lot of... I don't even know how to describe it. There's just so much put into the artistry of this figure. And to see how not only it's super detailed, but also the fact that it's so articulated, like, wow. Just look at this guy. All the little details, the, I mean, I know it's mostly dark-colored paint and plastic, very monochromatic, but even, like, his flesh tone right there, it just looks really nice to me. I wish I could describe it a little bit better, but I just love all the amount of details that they put into this guy, especially in his mask. Let me see if I can get it nice and close. Yeah, look at that. Fortunately, you can even take this off. It doesn't look quite as cool without the hood, but I mean, the mask is perfect. Actually, zoom out here. Wow, you get a real sense for how small his head is. Such a tiny little head.
You'll never hit me! You'll never hit my tiny head! It's so tiny, I got a freaking such a tiny little head!
And here's a closer look at Reaper's shotguns. You can see the blast effects right here. They peg right into the nozzles of each gun. Yeah, love the paint details on these. The way that the silver shines. It looks really, really nice to me. Got some hand accessories here. His mwahaha hands. Reaper himself has currently got fisted hands. That's how he came out of the packaging. Not sure what these are for. I don't think he has any like poles or anything that he can hold on to, but yeah, he's got these sort of holding fists. Here are the hands for holding his shotguns. Very, very cool. And just for extra measure, I mean, it looks like a thumbs up, but if you've played Overwatch, you know it's for the, you know, thumb to the throat gesture. And with like any given Figma, he does come with a stand. And interestingly enough, he came with this little plastic pad. And I suppose that... Blah, blah. And interestingly enough, he came with this little guy. It's just a thin sheet of plastic, nothing particularly special. I'm pretty sure it's meant to convey when he teleports. Either way, pretty cool to have. And let's take a look at his articulation for a second. You can't really move the head with the hood on there. You take it off, you can move it side to side. Not very much. Can get him to look up and down. The neck is actually articulated separately from the head. He's got a bit of a butterfly joint on his shoulder, so he can 360 his arm. Arm goes out that far. Bends in 90 degrees at the elbow. Wrist can turn and hinges up and down. Diaphragm can twist, crunch, and you do get some pivoting there. Leg will kick up, not very far. What about the other one? Nope, about the same. Can't really kick back because of the cloak. Knee bends in over 90 degrees. Oh, look at that. The the knee pad is articulated. Ankle will go up and down, has some pivoting. Toe is articulated. And you'd think the cloak itself would be articulated, but no. It's just kind of bendable here and there. Oh, I made a mistake. This is articulated. My mind is blown right now. Oh yeah, look at that. Ball joints right under his butt. And as I mentioned before, the hood can come off. It just kind of pegs in and out. Alright, I've got Reaper posed with his guns in hand. And it looks pretty badass. Kind of tough to do, though. The The guns themselves, especially when coupled with the blasts, they do have some heft to them, so it can weigh these down, and his arms will actually droop a bit. At least mine will. It's not terribly stiff. But, I mean, with a little finesse, you can get the poses you want. I belong in Hot Topic. Alright, that's looking a little bit more game accurate, I'd say. His laughter emote. Really, the only thing that's missing from this, I would say, is, I don't know, maybe a solid piece that can plug into both of the arms so that he can cross his arms. I don't know, can I get him to cross his arms? Let me try that. Nope, definitely can't. Can cross his guns, though, which is arguably more important. Jesus, what an edgelord. I forgot to mention, Reaper doesn't really fit in his own accessory bag. Ah, sad times. Okay, finally we can look at Commander Reyes a bit. Alright, here's Commander Reyes out of his packaging, and he looks kind of nice. You know, for the dip in cost and quality, it's not terrible, but definitely lower quality than you get with the Figma. I probably should have started with this guy. For example, here's the Ultimates shotgun. You know, there's absolutely no paint applications as far as I can tell. It's all just gray plastic. Actually, no, it's just gray plastic. And you compare it to the Figma version. There's, you know, some dark gray, some silver. Yeah, his hand is on there. Sue me. And when compared to the Figma version, you can see the dark gray on there. There's silver that's very shiny. Shoot. And when compared to the Figma version, you can see the dark grays, the silver shininess here. It's definitely a drop in quality, but I mean, it's to be expected, right? It's $20 versus $80. I mean, yeesh. Blaster effects are interesting. There's 2 pegs instead of 1 here, which should mean it'll hold more sturdily. Yes, that's a word. There we go. That's looking pretty good. And similarly to the Figma, the guns kind of weigh down his arms a bit. Extra hand accessories right here. 1 fist, 1 open palm. Still can't quite get him to cross his arms. Anyway, let's take a look at his articulation for a moment. Head, which by the way is also pretty small, can go left, right, look up very far, look down pretty far as well. Arm goes out that far, does a full 360. He's actually got a butterfly joint here. So if you've ever gotten like any of the better Spider-Man Marvel figures, it's using pretty much the same butterfly joint, I think. Double jointed elbow, wrist swivel, and arc here. Ab can turn left and right, crunch, pivots a little, and he's got a waist crunch here as well. Leg kicks out much, much farther. Swivels, double jointed knee, and let me see if I can convey exactly what's going on with the foot here. It does this. It goes up and down like for a click, and it turns some, but I can't get any sort of pivoting out of this. I don't know if it's just this particular one or if it's just how the figure's made. I'm not sure. And I'm afraid if I mess with it too much, then I might actually break it apart. And here they are posed right next to each other. The Ultimates line is scaled a little bit larger than the Figma. And now for a really quick review of the cute but deadly version. Let's see. It's very cute, but how deadly is it? Pretty deadly. So overall, I like these guys both quite a lot, but it's kind of obvious. The clear winner is the Figma here. I don't know what's going on with this guy. He's obviously a lot less detailed, and articulation's not quite where I would like it to be. But either way, depending on your budget, you can't go wrong with either one of these guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want, you can leave me some feedback. Let me know what I can do to make them better, more enjoyable for you. And of course, if you did enjoy it, you can like and subscribe. That way you can stay tuned and see what else I review in the future. But yeah, that's it. See you next time.